What do you do if you've got a fat bum? What do you do if you want to burn fat off your abdominals, off the back of your arms, off your inner thighs? What do you do if you've got excess fat on your body in a specific area? Can you burn it off that area? And it's a very important question because when people go to an exercise professional or a personal trainer or the gym, or they try an exercise program or eating plan, it's usually because I've got fat somewhere and I want to get rid of it. So the subcutaneous fat that sits between our muscle and our skin, the stuff that's lumpy, that's also not very dangerous. The dangerous fat's the visceral fat that sits around your organs, and obviously if you get too much of that, your organs don't work properly. But the stuff that we don't like, that we want to change, can we get rid of it from certain areas? So I always have a giggle about this because I've got my big bowl of chocolates here, love hearts and money, yum yum, and I've got a bag of lollies. These are my favourite lollies. And if I eat all these lollies, and there's no fat in here at all, but obviously my body will turn carbohydrate into fat via de novo lipogenesis. That's the process that does that. You burn up 25% of these calories, by the way, in the process of turning it into fat. And your body doesn't really want to do it, but it can if it has to. So that's just a side note. But if I eat this bag of lollies, can I choose where the fat's going to go if I don't burn up the energy? So it seems that, because I'm an old lady, I always have a giggle about this. There's been many times in my lifetime where having a fat bum hasn't been appropriate, but it seems at the moment that having a curvaceous butt, having a big butt, people are actually getting fat taken from other spots in their body or fat from other people and injected into their butt because they want to have a big butt. So if I eat this bag of lollies, can I put this fat on my bum? No, I don't get to choose where the fat goes, where the energy goes, because my body will do with it, first of all, where those fat cells are placed. Now, there's a difference between men and women, of course. Women have fat on the back of their arms to protect their boobies for feeding babies. We have fat around our hips and thighs to make sure that our internal baby-producing organs are protected. And just again, as another side note, no woman has ever died of a fat bum. It's not dangerous fat. The fat, again, the visceral fat around your organs, that is dangerous, and that's why men have a higher rate of coronary heart disease, for example, or cardiovascular disease, because the fat that they eat tends to store around their middle, and that's dangerous fat. So the fat on your bum's not dangerous, that's pretty cool. But I don't get to choose where I put that fat. First of all, we've got 40 to 50 billion fat cells, and I don't know who counted them, but apparently that's what we've got. Some people have more, some people have less. And when we eat food, the fat gets distributed evenly to all the fat cells if we don't burn the food up. Now that's the really exciting thing, and the thing that I always focus on. If I've got a fit, strong body, I've got a fast metabolism, so I've got a base metabolic rate that is high, so my actual requirement for energy doing nothing is high. That means I've got a large amount of muscle and I'm a fit, strong person. I need a lot of calories, a lot of energy to survive. If I'm a fit, strong person, everything I do throughout the day, I've got a fast metabolism, just a normal metabolic rate. So everything I do burns up calories faster because I'm fit and strong. And if I'm fit and strong, I've got a great respiratory quotient that prefers to burn fat, which means when I'm resting, my body stores carbohydrate, which is the sugar, glycogen, glucose in the body. The glucose for the brain, glycogen for your muscles, and we store some in our liver for energy for being fit and strong. So that's my energy reserve, so that when I sprint, when I fight and flight, we only store half a kilo of carbohydrate, by the way. I've got it available so that I can get away from the threat. I can fight and flight. That's about being fit and strong. So the other times that I'm not fighting and flighting, my body prefers to burn fat. Now that simple process to me is really exciting. It means I can have a bowl full of chocolate in my kitchen and eat it, because my body will burn it up before it gets into my fat cell. And this process of de novo lipogenesis, where sugar can turn into fat or carbohydrate can turn into fat, it doesn't happen in my body because I'm really fit and strong. So how about you? You have a fit, strong body so that your body burns up everything that you put into it. But if you're in the spot where you need to get some fat bits off your body, we don't get to decide where it goes in the first place. So how could we possibly decide where it's going to come off? So if I do an arm exercise or a leg exercise, I don't burn fat off my arm or my leg. And I always giggle about this as well. That would simply mean that if I chew chewing gum, I would have a skinny face because I'm using my face muscles. It would mean that if I play piano, I would have skinny fingers because I'm using my finger muscles. It would mean that we would all have skinny legs if we walk around all the time because we're using our legs. Obviously, the distribution of fat and the way we burn fat doesn't work that way. What happens when we're really fit and strong is that when we need energy from fat, the fat cell opens and fat comes out evenly from all the fat cells that are distributed throughout our whole body. So where this becomes really exciting, and people often say to me, Rowie, can I burn fat off my butt? Can I burn fat off the back of my arms? Can I burn fat off my abdominals? Do you have an exercise for that? And I say, yes, let's get really puffed. Let's get you really fit. And to be fit, you've got to be really strong. So let's make sure you've got a stack of muscle. Let's maintain the muscle you've been given. Or if you're a bloke, let's get you some more muscle so that your base metabolic rate speeds up. The calories that you need to survive, to live, you need more of those. Let's speed up your metabolic rate so that everything you do, you burn calories faster. And let's change your respiratory quotient, where the calories are coming from, so that your body prefers to burn fat when you're resting. And the best way, the ultimate way to do that is to get really fit by doing 10-second bursts of high intense activity in the phosphate system to get you as fit as possible. Let's make sure that your muscles are really strong so that you can do that. And this is a really important side note. If you've got weak muscles and bones, you can't sprint hard. You can't put in 100% effort because you're too weak. So let's get you really strong. And there's two parts to that. One is really strong so that you can get puffed and do high intense activity. But also the more muscle you have, or the more muscle you can keep as you get older, the faster your base metabolic rate is, or the higher your base metabolic rate is, and the higher your metabolic rate will be when you do stuff. Yay! So that when you exercise, and I'll rephrase this because this is really important. I never exercise to burn fat, and I hope that you don't either. There's a roundabout way to get there. But when you're really fit and you put in 100% effort, you burn no fat at all. I don't want to burn fat when I'm exercising. I want to burn lollies, stored carbohydrate that is stored in my muscles as glycogen, in my liver as glycogen. I want my brain to be using glucose, so I'm going really hard. And when I do 100% effort, it's stored phosphates. So I don't want to burn fat when I'm exercising. What I want to do is turn my body into a fat burning machine so that when I'm resting, my fat cells open up quicker and faster and more effectively. And I use, when I'm in my aerobic system, which is predominantly fat, carbohydrate, a little bit of protein, but I want that to be higher in fat when I'm resting, when I'm not exercising. I want to have a body that burns fat when I'm not exercising, so that all my fat cells open up and I burn fat from my whole entire body. So can I burn fat off my backside? Yes, because when I've got a fit, strong body, the fat cells on my bum, they will open up and help me burn fat faster. If I've got fat on my tummy, on my inner thighs, on the back of my arm, I will be able to burn that fat off because I'm a fit, strong, fat burning machine. Now, this is a really interesting thing to consider though, particularly if, like me, you're an old lady. Because we burn fat from our entire body when we're fit and strong, and you can't pick where it's going to come from, you've got to be really careful about, we've got fat in our face and we've got fat in our bum. And sometimes you have to sacrifice your bum for your face, or you may want to sacrifice the way your bum looks so that your face doesn't look so old. Because we can't control where the fat's coming out of, which fat cell it's coming out of, when you're really fit and strong, you can get very lean in the face. And when you're old, that means you can look even older, which means you might not have very much fat on your bum, but you look very old in the face. So I'm very careful of that. And I always share this. I've got a pair of trousers that I bought when I was 18 years of age. And I use those trousers, very good quality trousers, obviously. I use those as a guideline. If those trousers are too loose on me, I'm very careful about that, because as an old lady, I want to make sure that I don't look too old in the face. And if those trousers get too loose on me, it means that, I go and eat some more lollies and some more chocolate, because I want to put some more energy in, because I don't want to get too thin in the face. I don't want to have such a thin bum that my face gets too thin, because I can't control that. I can't control where the fat comes out of. It comes out of every fat cell when I'm fit and strong. It comes out of every fat cell when you're not fit and strong either, by the way. You can't choose where the fat's going to come out of. So I've got my trusty scissors here. I can't cut my body into little pieces and say, oh, I'm going to exercise my arm today to burn fat off my arm, or I'm going to cut my leg off and exercise my leg to burn fat off my leg. It doesn't work like that. That burning sensation, I really have to cover that as well. You often hear that people say, feel the burn when you're exercising. That means you're not working at 100% effort, because in the phosphate system, 10 seconds of high intense activity, there are no waste products. Once you get past 10 seconds and you go into the lactate system, the waste product is lactic acid, which is this acid, lactic acid, pushing up against your nerve endings, causing pain, causing a burning sensation. And people often think that that's exploding fat cells. Oh, I must be burning fat because I can feel the burn. And you'll often hear people say that, feel the burn, feel the burn, feel the burn. Well, I don't want to feel the burn when I'm exercising, because that means I'm not exercising at 100% effort. And why would you do anything at less than 100% effort? Why put in 50%? It takes a long time. When you work aerobically, it takes a really long time to burn fat because you're burning it slowly. When you work in the phosphate system, you get really fit. You don't burn any fat while you're exercising, but when you're resting, your body becomes a fat burning machine. I keep saying that because I think it's really exciting. So I'm going to wrap all of that up. I can't decide where I'm going to put fat on, so I can't eat fat and say I want it to go to my butt. That doesn't work that way. I can't decide how I'm going to burn it off either. That's just a genetic thing. Where we store fat is either determined by our gender or our genetics. So when you are a fat burning machine, when you're a fit, strong human being, your fat cells open, you burn up fat, and isn't it awesome that that means you can burn fat off your bum, you can burn fat off the back of your arms, you can burn fat off your abdominals, because you're going to burn fat off your whole body. You're going to be a lean, fit, healthy, strong human being, so that you can live your life to the max as a lean, healthy, fit, strong human being. I love saying that. Live your life to the max as a healthy, fit, strong, lean human being. Super duper doo, how are you? Fit, strong, lean, and amazing. Woohoo!